So you can chat up with your doctor, and if the doctor feels like he or she needs to call you, or she needs to video call you, or she feels like you need to come into the consultation room,
right?
Then they can advise you on that. Sometimes, if it's just something you wanted advice on, and it can be concluded on the chat, it will be concluded on the chat. So you have those options, but depending on what you'd want or what you'd prefer.
I like that. Hey, how you doing? I need to know if you're keeping safe, if you still wear your mask. Mine is right here. Okay, do you keep your hands clean? Social distance, I see you have decided left with a curfew. Curfew's over, not COVID. I'm not saying that just because there's a doctor in front of me. I'm saying that because I say that at the beginning of every video. I have to keep reminding you. I am at HealthX Africa. And if you watched my first conversation with Dr. Carnard, you know that I needed to have a run-up conversation with another doctor. And the doctor in question is Dr. Martin Makau. He says he'd like me to call him Dr. Martin because everybody calls you Dr. Makau.
Dr. Makau is, it's a bit more rhythmical.
Is it?
Yeah, it sings and it's easy on the mouth. So everybody starts with Dr. Martin, then eventually they go to Dr. Makau. So, yeah.
I was working with Dr. Martin all the way. And then at some point I said, that's not possible. Then I said Dr. Makau. And then I realized the minute I say Dr. Makau, you become 65.
Which is the average age we're used to doctors being anyway.
Yeah, so. Exactly. I'm not even going to go near your age. I want to know when there was this opportunity to work with HealthX, telemedicine. First and foremost, were you excited? Were you thinking, let's give it a try? That's strange. Because I'll bet when you went to med school, if I think how long med school takes, there was no such thing. Was it on the horizon?
The only way it was on the horizon was basically one doctor calling another doctor, asking. That was
telemedicine.
Advice. Yeah, that we used to call that telemedicine. Or at most, if you're in theater and there's a video, there's you're streaming the video of the operation going on, and another doctor will probably give tips on what to do. So it was mostly peer-to-peer or doctor-to-doctor.
Never doctor-to-patient?
Never doctor. I can't remember it being doctor-to-patient because at that time it was, really emphasized. We used to use traditional ways, not traditional, but the standard previous ways of medicine, which you talk to the patient first, then you touch the patient, and then now you prescribe the medication. Then if you need to, you can send the patient for lab tests and the like. But basically that's what we're used to. But things have been changing slowly by slowly. Technology has been coming in.
Okay. So I see. So considering, I'm going to go back to, where did you do your medicine?
University of Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you check in first year. Clearly, this is not on the horizon. This many years later, telemedicine is real. And COVID also made it very real.
Yes, it accelerated it.
Okay, so were you like about time, or were you apprehensive?
Initially, because it had been tried before, maybe 4 or 5 years before this, with a lot of skepticism and some failures here and there. So initially, I was skeptical, but I did want to know, what do these guys have to offer that's different? And that's when, of course, I attended the interview. Little did they know I was interviewing them too, just to get to know.
You always must.
Yeah, just to get to know what it is about, about them and what they think is different. And that's when I learned that it actually is different. It actually does work. And especially if you acknowledge its strengths and its limitations, because it's not a solution for everything. But it does solve a lot of problems and does have the limitations, which we also do acknowledge. Okay.
Yeah. So from what I have understood and what excites me, and this is where you correct me if I'm wrong, I love the fact that especially for a lot of people who stay away from actually speaking to a doctor or seeing a doctor because, the time, the waiting room, there's a cost. And the cost starts from the moment you start the journey.
Yes.
Yeah, to go. It's not even the consultation cost. That excites me because I realize a lot of people who wait too long to get the attention they need finally can do it because really, you don't have an excuse. The doctor is a call away.
Yeah.
Yes, proper. Not that other guy you call down the road, or worse still, Dr. Google. Oh gosh, no, oh Dr. Google.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what excites me. I don't know about you.
Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of, those problems that we actually do solve. If you think about any time you've ever gone to hospital, most of the time you probably waited more than a day, unless you are in really a lot of pain. If you got a rash or a mild headache or something, it's most likely because you are prepping yourself emotionally, prepping yourself financially, thinking about traffic. If it happened in the middle of the night, you probably think doctor is probably asleep right now. Let me wait until morning so I can go. Yeah, a lot of a lot of barriers, before you can actually go, and how much it costs. Will the doctor refer you for tests and so on? But when you think about it, most of us, nearly all of us, have our phones right now. So all you have to do is actually just pick up the phone and call. And we actually do encourage people to even call, when it's just an inquiry, because that access to a doctor just for advice really helps a lot.
It does.
Yeah.
And actually, I did not realize that we do put it off, because you're like, it's a headache, it will go. No. And you do that, and by the time really day 3 of, and I've noticed that's something doctors say, how long?
Yes.
Yes, because you know that it escalated. That's what brought you here. But the things I was weighing in my head was, do I have the time? Do I want to go? Do I want to sit in the waiting room? Will I be sent for labs? And I lose a day.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but that's something we do. But that's one of the things that excited me. The other thing, and I'm glad you went to the University of Nairobi, we all had access to some form of medical sort of, there was a student unit, we could go. We still don't go.
Yeah.
We still don't go.
Yeah.
So for me, my excitement was every young person somewhere between the age of 18 and 26 finally can stop wondering, will I be judged? Will I be, or just pick up the phone, call a doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, that was the one. I was like, yep, here we go. Because I find that we go looking for trouble online. And then, I don't know how young men deal with medical issues. Women call each other, and, we also never went to med school. So the nonsense we also tell one another is shocking. It's shocking. So I'm very excited for a young generation that hasn't necessarily felt that I can access a doctor, me. And if I'm not employed and that employer has medical cover, but it means it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That excited me.
Yeah, so there's the big difference, like for example, when you talk about like the student center is available, is that, sometimes other than things we talk about like the cost, the distance, sometimes you have a hospital right next to you.
Yes.
But you're thinking of going there, having to queue to see a doctor. Sometimes you're even thinking, sometimes, because seeing a doctor is an emotional process.
It's very personal, very confidential, very emotional.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to get the advice, without having to meet somebody face. Yeah, expose yourself.
Yes.
There's that fear of losing your dignity to some extent.
Yes.
So we do have many options, like where we stand right now. You can, if you really want to see the doctor you're talking to and you want him to see you.
Yes, because you want to say, what's this?
Yeah, you can do a video call.
Yes.
If you're not in the mood for that, you can do a phone call.
A phone call, yes.
Yeah, and if you're even not in the mood for a phone call, having somebody ask you questions in real time, you can actually do a chat. We have a live chat service.
You have a live chat service.
And you're chatting with a doctor, because we do have our own team of doctors here.
Okay, yes, I know that.
Yeah, it doesn't go, randomly into the...
to some person.
Yeah, to some person.
Yes.
It's one of the doctors who are directly under HealthX.
Okay.
So you can chat up with your doctor, and if the doctor feels like he or she needs to call you, or she needs to video call you, or she feels like you need to come into the consultation room,
right?
Then they can advise you on that. Sometimes, if it's just something you wanted advice on, and it can be concluded on the chat, it will be concluded on the chat. So you have those options, depending on what you'd want or what you'd prefer.
I like that.
Yeah.
So what do you tell your peers about HealthX? Because the thing is, I know there's the spiel that people like me do. There is the flyer, the banner, the website. That's all very well. But when you sit down with your friends and the pizza comes on the table, everybody says like, so Martin, so what are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yes, when they tell you, so ini nini unafanya?
Okay.
Niliona ukiongea na Caroline Mutoko. Ati mnafanya nini?
Okay.
Because I need you to break it down to its micro feel.
Okay.
And if you don't want to talk to your friends, I'd like to know what the hell you're going to tell your grandmother you're doing.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe start from the top. I'll start from the top.
Okay.
HealthX is a telehealth company.
Yes.
To put it simply, it's a healthcare company that is leveraging on technology to have a wide reach. Using technology basically the same way somebody addressing a big crowd will use a microphone to get to as many people as possible, or
I like that.
Or using a live, instead of addressing people who are here with me, I can talk to people through the social spaces or through the internet.
Yes.
So that's how we're leveraging on technology. Just giving an analogy.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I am still a medical doctor who's attending patients, but now there's an interface most of the time. Sometimes I'll still see you face to face, but most of the time there's an interface in HealthX, which is a layer of technology that we use. So what we use, I'll speak to you on the phone, I can speak to you on video, I can speak to you through a chat. And we are using guidelines, mostly based on the NHS guidelines, which are the UK health body. So this is where we get our guidelines, but we do locally, we do make them locally relevant, basically tailored them to the local market.
Okay.
We also have created our own telemedicine guidelines, because telemedicine is a bit different in that I'm not here with you. So how do I make sure that I'm still giving you the best level of care? Because there is a slight difference. So basically, I can manage to treat you through the phone or through a video call or through a chat. And sometimes also physically and through what we call the virtual clinics. And at the end of the day, I'd say I'm still a doctor, but now using this technology, leveraging on it just to get to as many people as possible at their convenience also, and at my convenience, because I can be seeing you and you're in Lamu and I'm here in Nairobi. I don't have to come all the way to Lamu.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Okay.
I was going to ask you this. When technology like this rolls out, and it is created to literally be convenient first, it seems to be very urban. I mean, when you think about it, we're sitting in Nairobi and we can Uber, Glovo, anything. Literally. I mean, from our shopping to, I think on the apps, there's now a pharmacy, but literally it is only as far as we remain within a certain geographical space. But somebody watching this is sitting in Homa Bay. Somebody watching this is sitting in Garsen. Somebody watching this is sitting in Malindi. Are you saying that person, for the same subscription I pay, has access to Dr. Martin?
The same person has access to Dr. Martin.
But you see, that's the difference. Because telemedicine is still technology, but finally not geographical.
Yes.
My subscription will travel with me. If I'm in trouble and I'm sitting in Kilifi, I can still call.
Yes, even if you're outside the country and you want to be seen by Dr. Martin, you can still call in.
That's the coolest thing I think about HealthX.
Yes.
It just occurred to me that I take you with you everywhere I go. I take you with me everywhere I go.
And so long as you have a phone. I mean, nowadays phones cost what? 500, 1,000 shillings.
You use phones for a lot of other things. You might as well use it to get your doctor.
So long as you have a phone and a network connection.
Yes.
You can call us from Homa Bay, from Bitter Island, from wherever, from Wasini. So long as you have any phone that can make a phone call. You don't even need airtime. to reach
because
us.
you're toll free.
Yeah, we're toll free. Exactly.
I love that. So I know somebody's wondering, where are you guys sitting? This is called the HealthX Virtual Clinic. And this is really, really cool. I had a small snippet. I mean, I peeped in. And I just want you to say yes or no, because I need to know, did I get it right?
Okay.
That screen, once I dial in, connects me to a doctor. Let's say you on the other end. All right? And if you decide I need to take my temperature, that, and it's created in such a way that it transmits my data to you.
Yes.
Wherever you're sitting, even if I'm sitting here.
Yeah, wherever I'm sitting, it works.
So cool.
It works via Bluetooth. I mean, Bluetooth has been around for so long.
I know, because I saw, so I'm right. And then I saw the pulse oximeter, and I tried it, and then I realized something bizarre. Yesterday, it took my reading. The minute the reading showed up, it was transmitted. So I barely saw it for long enough.
Okay.
So your technology means this oximeter, once again, yes, it does have the Bluetooth sign, Caroline. So I could be sitting once again, you could be, I don't know where, but so long as I get this going, you get it.
Yes.
So you get my vitals.
Yeah.
And I noticed there was a Bluetooth-enabled blood pressure machine.
Yeah, you know your equipment well.
Dude. I spent a little time in here, and I realized, and that is the one that blew me away, the Bluetooth-enabled stethoscope.
Yeah, the stethoscope. So
literally, you can tell me through the screen, Caroline, put that on your lower left chest, and you get the reading in real time.
Yes. Now the plan for this is to have this eventually in very remote places, so that we can actually.
It is a good day. Okay, that's actually not possible. My oxygen levels are 98.
It is possible.
Okay, usually I'm about 97. Okay, Caroline's doing fine. Okay, all right. So you would like to have this in remote places? Yeah,
we'd like to have this in faraway places. It has been done in other countries. Like let's say one of the locations you mentioned. Let's say having one in Gassen, and it could be manned by a nurse or just somebody who has some healthcare training. Although a lot of it is stuff that you can operate on yourself.
I realized.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's stuff you can operate just with a little instruction, which we can also deliver.
Yes.
From the screen.
Yes, from the screen.
So this is a stethoscope, and on this side we'll have a doctor. We have a doctor who's connected on the headphones. So it will show you. You don't really have to understand. You know that this is the upper lung.
No.
It will show you like on the chest. Place
so
it.
I'll be like Apana, move it.
So you place it for 20 seconds. Breathe normally.
Yes.
Place it on the other side for 20 seconds. It'll show you the fields. On the other side, I'm listening, and it's also recording in case I need to review it later and just analyze the sounds. So it's like you're with me.
That's the next big thing.
Yeah, it's like you're with me, but you're in Gassen. And I am examining you.
Yes.
But using your help. I am examining you. And after that, it does help us see more patients, regardless of the distance. Yeah.
And that distance thing for me is what I believe HealthX solves, because I remember, I think your CEO saying the dream was a doctor for every Kenyan.
Yes.
And you think about it and you're like, and then Martin can't transport himself. Sorry, Dr. Martin cannot transport himself everywhere. I mean, it's just not possible.
Yeah.
There's only one of him. But if he is available, he's able to serve more Kenyans.
Yes.
And technology makes you virtually available anywhere.
Yes. And that is one of the motivations.
Doesn't that also excite you?
Exactly what I'm saying. It's one of the motivational factors that really makes me happy to be part of HealthX or this team. Yeah. Because before, especially if you're working in Nairobi, you're actually not really a Nairobi doctor. You're like a regional doctor. If I'm working in Donholm, I'm serving patients in Donholm. Yes. If I'm working in Westlands, I'm serving patients in Westlands. But right now, anybody who needs my services,
doesn't matter where.
Yeah, doesn't matter where, you can get them, and once you need them, I can get to you too. Yeah.
I think that's a great note to end this conversation on. Yeah, the fact that for you finally realize that you don't have to be a regional doctor.
Yeah.
You will, more people have access to you, but you finally can serve more patients. I like it. I like it. All the best, by the way.
Thank you very much.
I will come to look for you in a year.
Okay.
I will.
You're welcome anytime.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Look out for HealthX. I will put the website here, and I think you should download the app. If for nothing else, to play with it. Okay? Yes.